Right now, you know, the smallmouth are kind of still out near the main river. Most of them are actually in the main river current. And so I'm just idling around looking for points that are on all these islands leading into the backwaters. And for this technique, it's usually best on the upstream point. So I'm just looking for, you know, those nice sandy, clean points that run off the upstream sides of these islands. On these islands, you know, it's really not rocket science, but once you discover a pattern, it's important to realize what's going on. They're either going to be on the upstream or the downstream side of these. We just fished this point, didn't get a bite. If we happen to get a bite on this upstream, you know, the current's coming down this way. If we get a couple of bites right here, then we'll know. You know, today we're running the fronts of these, you know, the upstream sides of these islands. So you just got to kind of let them talk to you and see what the deal is for each day. Every day is different. The key to this is, you know, not getting hung up on old honey holes or places that you caught them in the past, even places you caught them the day before. You know, it's not one of those deals where you're looking for one fish here, one fish there. You want to keep on the move. You're looking for schools of fish. When you find one fishing this way, you're going to find, you know, you're going to be around a group of them. Key is to keep moving. When you're fishing a jerkbait, you know, a lot of times you're, you know, really erratic with it and trying to trigger a reaction bite. This is actually the opposite of that, which means you need a jerkbait that looks really real, you know, because they're looking at it. You're just leaving it sit there. So for this technique, I mean, the shadow wrap shad, unbeatable. It floats up real slow and it kind of does a little shimmy thing as it's rising. One of the things I do with jerkbaits, you know, especially when I'm around grass or where I'm getting hung up, is I'll take and cut that bottom hook completely off, the front treble. You want to keep that bait as clean as you possibly can, and that helps quite a bit. So you can see that hook just lays right against the body of the jerkbait, and there's nothing sticking down to snag grass. You know, I use pretty much a standard jerkbait setup for this. You know, a 6.5, 7 foot rod. I like a 7-footer. Medium action. For basically everything I do, I use a high-speed reel. I'm using a 7.3 to 1. Anytime I'm fishing for smallmouth, you know, they're crazy. They can swim right at you. I just feel like a high speed is always an advantage. The line, I try to keep the line as light as I can get away with. When I'm fishing a shallow jerkbait like this and, you know, trying to get it down there and letting it sit still, I do like fluorocarbon a lot of times. Usually 10-pound test. Sometimes I'll go down to 8. Got him. Oh yeah, they're so crazy. These river fish, there's nothing better. I mean, my line jumped a foot in the air when they bit it. The thing about this shallow, it's a shadow wrap shad, but it's the shallow version. And when you're dead sticking a jerkbait, there isn't a better one on the market because it just moves so much with the current. That is a nice one. Look at that one. That is awesome. See, that's what persistence does right there. We fished 5 or 6 points, kept covering water, and bam, caught a trophy. It's a real nice one for the river. Shadow wrap shad, baby.